Hello everyone, very good morning. Welcome to our 9 a.m. class in which we are solving jumble paragraphs every morning 9 a.m. from this Tuesday to Friday. We have had classes of parajumbles earlier also, like before yesterday and day before yesterday, and they've discussed some concepts and some theories, some rules some techniques which will help you, and we are bringing in new techniques and new perspectives every day since Tuesday as well. So today we're going to solve some parajumbles. Parajumbles are important. 3 to 4 parajumbles come every year in CAT, and they are the type in the answer type questions, that is, you will not get options. So the advantage is that there is no negative marking. You will just have to mark the answer irrespective of the fact whether the answer is correct or incorrect. You will not be penalized for wrong answers, but for right answer, of course, you will get 1 mark correct. So there is no negative marking as such. So the entire idea here is that attempting all the questions, including jumbled paragraph which have theta, it's a good strategy. It is a good strategy to invest some time in these questions. It is absolutely required, because those required 3, 4, 5 marks which all of us need, whatever and whichever percentile we are, or say 7 marks or 8 marks, 5 marks, which we all need to go to that place or near to the place which we have aimed for, whatever that percentile be. I think this theta questions sometimes give them, because sometimes the questions are easy, the questions are doable, even though the options aren't present, and at the same time there is no negative marking. The required risks can be taken. So if you solve all the theta questions, get 3 of them wrong still, or 2 of them wrong, or 1 of them wrong, rest others will correct, and you will get those marks. But spending too much time on it and giving too much time, 5 minutes, 6 minutes on every question, this is not the right way. You should have allocated a certain amount of time for every question. By the time if you will do test series, you will understand that how many minutes and how much time has to be given for each and every question. So that way your understanding of how much time to give should develop. And yeah, so this is amazing. You should solve 5 to 6 parajumbles from practice exercises, from if you have Academy subscription, in your practice test, in your sectional test, topic wise test, you will get a lot of parajumbled quick questions, and you will get the solutions as well. And you can also ask doubts in the doubt solving classes also. So, but if you have some other test series which you're using, still you will be still online packages in which tests are there, still there will be certain solutions available in those test series. Quality of them only you can see and verify. And at the same time, I would suggest that you should download. My name is Anupam. You should download Academy app, install it, and go to Plus Cat and get subscription, because the way I told you that if you go to if you have Academy subscription, there's a high chance that you will be getting amazing content in Parajumble section. You will get amazing doubt solving sessions and solutions. So if you see, the pricing is amazing. For 12 months is 15,750, and for 24 months is 18,900. So I think those who are looking at it from that angle, they can see the pricing. And we have no cost emails available, and the point is that anything more than 12 months makes sense to me, because we will providing you support even after the exams get over. We will be supporting you in your GDPI round as well. We will be helping you in those till you get a seat, confirmed seat, and we are going to there with you. And of course, if you buy a plan which extends many months, so of course at the same time you will get a lot of free things on Unacademy app. You get free live classes, you can ask questions in those live classes. At the same time, you also get a lot of free quizzes. So this sort of arrangement, I think you can really find in anywhere. And this is just to encourage you, just to guide your energy and talent into the right direction, and also to give you a peek into, give you a slice of the kind of work which we are doing, the kind of commitment which we have towards the improvement of the skills of the students and their ultimate success. So you can use the code Saxena10 when you subscribe, and you will get a 10% discount. So validate yourself, help yourself to do well for yourself in CAT. Yeah. Now, jumble paragraphs, basically what happens is that so this particular topic, this particular piece is again a actual CAT question. So we are solving actual CAT questions since Tuesday, and we will be solving them tomorrow as well. So actual CAT questions, what I've seen that they are not difficult, okay, but you have to be a little careful about them. You cannot be careless about them. Certain things are very clear, and certain things I'll bring up here which I have not written here. That pronoun and common noun connection between two sentences. So for example, I think we discussed it yesterday also, that if somewhere a name is mentioned, name of an entity, name of a person, of a species, okay, name of a particular organization, okay, or something which is related to biology or human science or human health, medical science, a term is mentioned, and in the next line, and in any other line in the passage, in the paragraph, somewhere a common noun is mentioned which refers to this proper noun. So naturally these two lines will come together, the line where they use proper noun, and the next line will be the line in which common noun has been used. So this, I think, is an important usage, important connection which I'm seeing in all the CAT questions which is happening. Apart from that, there's another pattern which I'm seeing, and it's not written here, is that sometimes they give these general sentences, general sentences which opens a paragraph, okay, and that general sentence which opens a paragraph, it is so confusing at times that should you place this line these sentences at the beginning, or should you place them at the last? This confusion becomes very critical and very, very difficult to manage. So you have to be very careful as to where this sentences or these sentences, if there are more than one, because it becomes challenging when the paragraph is of five sentences. Their paragraph is 5 sentences. So one sentence, if it's this, or 2 sentences like this is present, in which there is a general idea being mentioned, there's a general information has been given which is somewhere related to the other 3 lines, but you don't know exactly where to place them. You exactly don't know where to sort of place these sentences. So in that case, in when you're looking it in that perspective, I think a little more carefulness has to be, and you can sort of actually write it, or you can actually place those lines in a certain way, and you can read it out to them and see if the flows is there, if there is connection between the two lines, if you find you know, a noun, a pronoun connection, proper noun or a common noun connection, if you find any contrast which is appearing, you know, anything with respect to the dates, any respect to the order in which things have happened, you know, anything with respect to any adverb which is corresponding to a different line, to a line which should be earlier to it, immediately before it. So it's this kind of finer nuances you have to, we have discussed it. If you go to our previous Parajumble slides of last week, I've given all the you know rules have been given, and if you go to the yesterday's class, tip of yesterday's class and today's class, you will find some rules in these slides. Okay. And more than that, it is practical application, because rules don't work, practical application works. So let's do practical application. Yeah. This is 5 here, not 4. Yeah. So it says 4 sentences labeled. So this is an actual cat question solving live. 4 sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 given in this question. When properly sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this question, when properly sequenced, form a coherent paragraph. Each sentence is labeled with a number. Decide on the proper sequence of order of the sentences and key in the sequence of 4 numbers as you answer. So it's again not 4 of, it is 5. Sorry. Scientists have for the first time managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair a genetic mutation, fueling hopes that such procedures may one day be available outside laboratory conditions. The scientists for the first time managed to edit genes in an embryo to repair a genetic mutation. That's such things. So genetic mutation, you know, it's a genetic behavior which certain genes or certain elements of human body show if the disease is transmitted genetically, fueling hopes that such procedures may one day be available outside laboratory conditions. Then it says that the cardiac disease causes sudden death. So we don't know, this is again a general statement line, right? Remember, we were talking about general statements. We don't know where this will go as of now, but it appears to be a starting statement sort of an entity, because it says that scientists for the first time have managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair genetic mutation, fueling hopes that such procedures may one day be available outside laboratory conditions. Then comes that second, if you read, the cardiac disease causes sudden death in otherwise healthy young athletes and affects about 1 in 100 people overall. So they're talking about some cardiac disease which is very dangerous. It affects about 1 in 100 people, and it causes sudden death in healthy young athletes. So people who are very healthy also, they also suffer from it, and causes sudden death. So the cardiac disease must be referring to some proper noun of a disease which will be mentioned in the passage? We don't know. But if we look at line number 5 vaguely, we can find that, yeah, something is there, right? Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Something of this sort, heart condition is being mentioned. So we'll come to 5, but we can also sort of take a guess that somewhere 5 and 2 are related. 5 and 2 will come together as a pair, because 5 says in results announced in Nature this week, scientists fixed a mutation that thickens the heart muscle, a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And 2 says the cardiac disease causes sudden death in otherwise healthy young athletes and affects about 1 in 500 people overall. So 5-2 is a connection that we are very sure of now, but still we haven't read 3rd and 4th. Just because we saw a proper noun here, we connected it to the common noun given, the disease, the cardiac disease. Next comes correcting mutation in gene would not only ensure that the child is healthy, but also prevents transmission of mutation to future generations. It said that correcting mutation in genes would not only ensure that the child is healthy, but also prevents the transmission of the mutation to the future generation. So this is, he's talking about 3 is about the benefits, it is about the benefits, or probably the future effects, and all the good things about it. It's in that way. Not only ensure child is healthy, but also the transmission of the future generations. This is again, a little far away from where we are right now. We are in the midst of naming a disease. Okay. Then comes 4. It is caused by a mutation in a particular gene, and a child will suffer from condition even if it inherits only 1 copy of mutated gene. Okay. So it says it is caused by a mutation in a particular gene, and a child will suffer from condition even if it inherits only 1 copy of the mutated gene. And 3 says, if you remember, 4 says about the mutated gene, and 3 says that correcting the mutation in the gene. So that means 4 and 3 are connected somewhere. The mutation, or what was being discussed here, that the mutation will happen even if it suffers from the child will have a problem there's one particular gene, and if the child inherits only one copy of the gene, still this condition will suffer. So 4, 3 are somewhere related. These 2 things are somewhere related. There's no denying to it. Okay. So we know that 5, 2 and 4, 3 are related. Okay. Now see, 5, 2, 4, 3 are related. Now, is there any connection between 2 and 4? Yes, it is. How? 2 says cardiac diseases causes sudden death in otherwise healthy young athletes and affects about 1 in 500 overall. 4 says it is caused by. So it is a pronoun referring to what? Cardiac disease. So there is a noun pronoun connection here. All right. So 5, 2 are connected. Why? Because there is a proper noun hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and 2 says the cardiac disease. So 5, 2 are connected. Then 2 and 4 are connected because 2 says the cardiac disease, 4 says it. So there is a noun pronoun connection. So 5 to 4 are this 5 to 4 are connected after one after another. Then comes 3. Remember, discuss 3 will come after 4. Why? because 4 was talking about the mutated gene, and 3 was saying correcting the mutation in the gene would not only ensure that the child is healthy but also prevents the transmission of the mutation of future generation. So it was talking about the future generation, about the good things, and was also talking about how this correction is going to help. And it was so connected because 4 spoke about the mutated gene, 3 spoke about correcting the mutation. So 5, 2, 4, 3. This is a proper connection. Now comes 1. Okay. See, 1 is too generic. 1 is very generic. So when we have spoken about a specific gene, that gene will be correction will be happening, and that will prevent transmission of mutation to future generations. Now this saying that scientists for the first time managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair a genetic mutation, fueling hopes that such procedures may one day be available outside laboratory condition. That is a very general idea. Okay, here by line number 3 we are pointing out to one gene, and that correcting it would ensure that the child is healthy and also prevent the transmission of the mutation to the future generation. So we have become very we have come down to a very narrow aspect. All right. So my suggestion would be that I think in the way that we should go for so this particular line number 1 will come at the very beginning. Okay, so in the very beginning it is going to come. So we can say that one scientist for the first time managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair a genetic mutation, and it also says what comes in 5 and 2 and 4 and 3. It sort of starts the tone that scientists have for the first time managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair a genetic mutation, fueling hopes that such procedures may be one day available outside laboratory conditions. So, and then you have 5 telling about a specific disease, about 2 then talking about it, then 4 talking about it, what it is caused by and how severe it is, even if 1 copy takes, and then 3 says okay, correcting it, the gene would be ensure that the child is healthy and preventing it to the future generation. So 1, 5, 2, 4, 3 is the solution. 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. Yeah. Let me just see whether I'm coming all right or not. By severe test, even if is correcting healthy. 1, 5, 4, 3 is the see whether I'm okay. Let's sort of go to the next slide. Says so sometimes we want to look for the contrasting ideas as they appear. So we're going to solve the next parajumble, and there'll be a lot of things which we will discuss in the next parajumble, but somewhere it comes that there's a contrast happening, and seeing that contrast and placing the contrasting lines together is the key here. All right, so we'll go to the next Okay. I'm sorry, one moment. I think my bad. I think somewhere while typing it, I think I forgot to copy this phrase. Take this line. I'm sorry, my bad for that. So basically, four sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 given in this question, when properly sequenced, form a coherent paragraph. Each sentence is labeled with a number. Decide on the proper sequences of order of the sentences and key in the sequence of four numbers as your answer. But now we have another group, the unwitting enabler, the democracy and high levels of inequality of the kind that have come to characterize the United States are simply incompatible. So one talks about the unwitting enablers, but now we have another group, unwitting enablers. That means there is a contrast here. Something else was happening here. Something else, something very contrary to this was being said there in the line prior to one, which will come if we unscramble it, if we solve it completely. 2 says that democracy and high levels of inequality of the kind that have come to characterize the United States are simply incompatible. So it's talking that the democracy is also there in USA and there is a high level of inequality in the US. So that is something which is very incompatible. The next line will be something on these lines itself. But 3 says believing these people are working for a better world, they are actually at most chipping away at the margins, making slight course corrections, ensuring that the system goes on as it is uninterrupted. 4 says very rich people will use money to maintain their political and economic power. So what they're saying here is that so if you look at the second line and you look at the fourth line, democracy and very high level of inequality of the kind that have come to characterize the US are simply incompatible. So it is a little critical statement that democracy is also there and the high levels of inequality, that is a divide between rich and poor. Now what we said as what we India we say as haves and have-nots. So this has become a great divide, and this thing that on one hand there is democracy, on the other hand there is inequality of unseen, of great inequality. The poorest of poor are stay at a few dollars a day, and the richest are very, very rich. So this is something which is but in democracy everybody is equal, everybody has got a right to vote, everybody is an equal citizen. And then the next line, which also continues in the same breath, is that fourth one. If you read, very rich people will always use money to maintain their political and economic might. So very rich people will always use money to maintain their economic and political might. So 2 and 4 are going to come together, basically, right? And then comes your and then when you've said very rich people will always use their money to maintain their political and economic might, now there is one, because one brings contrast. But now we have another group, the unwitting enablers. So immediately contrasting to very, very rich people are enablers who do some good things. Okay, who are enabling something positive. They're bringing some change probably. So immediately after 4 is 1. And then how they are enabling or helping, believing these people are working for a better world. They are actually at most chipping away at the margins, making slight course corrections, ensuring the system goes on as it is uninterrupted. So yeah, actually believing these people are working for a better world. They are at most chipping away at the margins, making slight course corrections, ensuring system goes as it is. So even these people who are helping, we believe that they're working for a better world, but actually they are, only they're making very less impact, and they do slight course correction, and they ensure that the system goes as it should have been going by the will of the rich people. So it is second, democracy and high level of inequality of the kind that have come to characterize the US are simply incompatible. 2. Then comes 4, where the rich people will always use money to maintain their political and economic might. Then comes 1, but now we have another group, the unwitting enablers. And then comes 3, believing these people are working for a better world. They are actually at most chipping away at the margins, making slight course corrections, ensuring the system goes as it is. So as it is uninterrupted. So there is no interruption in the order that that the rich people continue doing whatever they were doing. They making money and having the political and economic power which they command. 2, 4, 1, 3. So this is how all for now. I hope the solutions made some sense to you. We'll come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll try and solve more Parajumbles. I'll bring in more ideas, more thoughts, and try to present to you better. And today, of course, at 2 p.m. we're going live with our CAT RCs, in which we will be, we'll be solving CAT RCs live at 2 p.m. So please tune in. And yeah, so as we've discussed, there are a lot of free activities which we do on our apps. We give free live classes, we give free quizzes, and things like that. And you get to ask questions. And there is one more class which I am doing this Sunday. I'm not sure about the timing and the topic. I'll tell you in tomorrow's class probably. And we'll be doing that. And apart from that, if you subscribe on Academy, you get live classes, you get to interact with the educator, get live polls and leaderboard, test series and live doubt clearing sessions. And as you've already seen that the pricing is the most amazing, and it is most cost effective. For 12 months it's 15,000, for 18 months it's some 18,000 plus, so it is very amazing. So please subscribe to An Academy. Please use my code Saxena10 and get 10% discount.